Yo, yo, yo! What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max&JuanCast, NFL yearbook / grading / free agency outlook / I don't know, Max, take it over.
/ yo. Welcome to the Juan and Max cast, baby. How you guys doing? Let's get into it, man. I did a show on Monday. I said it was just me, but it was really just Juan. How's everybody doing? Don't forget, Juan, to unsubscribe and resubscribe.
Yes,
and then
sir.
Do what, Juan?
Hit that like button. Smash that shit.
Hell yeah. It's the Max&JuanCast. We are back with the NFC edition of what Juan just said. All the words. I'm drawing a blank too, so I'm back to Juan.
I'll figure out the title by the time we come out with this. But
audio listeners, sorry, almost forgot. I'm not Juan. Don't forget y'all. Y'all the best in the game. Keep listening.
Yes,
open your ears.
5-star rate us, baby. It's only 5 stars.
Hey, YouTube watchers, turn off your eyes and go listen. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
And audio listeners, why don't you turn off your ears and go open up your eyes and go
Van Gogh your shit, bruh. Van Gogh that ear.
Oh, man. All right, NFC, bro. What we got working with here? So, as usual, we're going to give you guys a grade for the team off last season, off their expectations, off of that good stuff. Look into the year coming up, and I think there's no other team to start with than the Arizona Cardinals. Let's start with the NFC West, bro.
I thought you were going to say the Rams, but okay. Let me
fuck the Rams. Fuck the Rams. Fuck the Rams.
La Rams.
Right. La Rams. Fuck the Rams. All right. Anyway, Arizona Cardinals, 11-6. Lost in the wild card round. I'm going to give them a B-.
We have the same grade. We went a good amount, Juan, of not having the same grade last time. This is the first team we got the same grade. It would have been a B1 if they just lost the game in the wild card and not got destroyed. Mm-hmm. And they were a shit show the second half of the season. And I know DeAndre Hopkins got got injured one. But this is the same old thing we hear with Cliff Kingsbury's team. Second half, they pewter out. Kyler Murray gets banged up, and he's not the same quarterback. And they extended Cliff today. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, they extended Cliff. Let's just get right into it with the whole Kyler Murray stuff. I'm growing each day just more dislike on Kyler Murray, Max. I just think it is unbelievable how this guy is handling this situation.
You mean the guy who said he'd go play baseball for the A's if they let him go play college football and went back on his word?
Fucking Munchkin, bro. Like, what the hell is wrong with you?
God. Hard M on Munchkin.
What the hell is wrong with this guy? What is he thinking? You hear his dad come out and shit and talking about, oh, like, you know what my son did? Like, making the Pro Bowl. Like, hey, asshole. Like, no one cares about Pro Bowls anymore. How about your son win a playoff game?
How about your son look competent in the playoff game?
Jeez, man. Like, how about your son fix his body language? Because, hey, newsflash, you're the fucking quarterback. Means you have to be a leader out there. Sorry to break it to you. You're the number 1 overall pick. You winded up getting everything handed to you. You got your freaking college coach, college offense, everything catered to you. Sorry, bro. You got to show better body language. It's unbelievable.
I think both Kyler and the Cardinals need to grow. And it's kind of weird how they're not kind of growing together. They're kind of growing at odds at each other, which is concerning sign and concerning for Kyler Murray's I can't talk right now. I can't talk, whatever it's called. It's just the way he wants to go about handling business. His proclivity. I can't even say the word right. I'm just going to stop with the P words. Go ahead, Juan.
Bro, you need to stop trying to be Stephen A. Smith out there.
I have a good vocabulary usually. I still can't think of the fucking word. It's going to drive me crazy. I'm going to just say it when it comes to my brain.
I got you. Yeah, I find it crazy the fact that, you know, we're talking about on the AFC edition with Lamar Jackson on how he hasn't got a contract. Think of all the stuff that Lamar Jackson has accomplished rather than Kyler Murray. And look at how each guy is handling it.
I was a little like skeptical to give Lamar a contract one in that one, and you were like, you got to give it to him. I just want to say, I would give Lamar a contract so much faster than Kyler right now,
Yeah.
100 times faster.
Yeah. To me, I think with the whole Lamar thing, I don't think it's the point of like, do you want to sign him? It's more of like, okay, for how much money? I think with Kyler
Oh, he's
at
gonna
this
want the
point,
fucking earth at this point. He might want more than Mahomes the way he fucking thinks of himself.
yeah, like Kyler at this point, I'm thinking about like, should I even have this guy on my team?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Why?
Do you think
Why
the
would I want
Cardinal?
a quarterback that's threatening to fucking leave?
Do you think the Cardinals are kind of a reflection of him? How they're kind of a lot of flash, but when it gets kind of tough, they kind of pewter out.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I'm
most
just saying,
definitely.
like that's what Kyler is right now, right? When the goings got tough twice in. Well, did they lose to the Rams the last week of the season last year, or was it the not last year? Do you remember the year that fake Mahomes came in and
Yeah,
Kyler was just kind of sitting on the sideline looking like Jay Cutler? Does Kyler
right.
have Jay Cutler in him?
A little bit.
You just think so? Like, remember Jay Cutler was sitting on the bench when his knee was a little banged up and was just like pouting? I feel like that's Kyler a little bit.
I mean, Kyler brought his best Carson Wentz imitation in the playoff game. He probably
Stop.
threw one.
Fuck you.
I mean, honestly, Max, that was probably the worst interception I've seen in playoff history. Let's
It's a
just be
good one.
real.
I like that one, honestly. That was my favorite one.
It's terrible,
You gotta
bro.
love the 10-yard up in the air lollipop throw on the 2-yard line. You gotta
Like
love that, right?
it's a lot of Kyler slander, but I just it's just pissing me off, bro. Like
I agree.
how
He's acting
much of
like a
an
baby.
ass he is, man. He's acting like a bitch. Honestly. Like,
Oh,
bro.
Juan with the
Like, bro, come
RB.
on. Like, come on, bro. Like,
It's a kids podcast. It's a kids
I just
show.
I can't stand it, man. And it's like that's why I praise a guy like Lamar Jackson, dude. Like Lamar Jackson, just a dude that's handling business, gets the job done most of the time. Like this is a guy that's already won MVP. What has
Hmm?
Kyler Murray done? Offensive
Good
Rookie
man,
of the
Pro
Year?
Bowl. Yeah, Pro Bowl.
Jeez, I
He lost
know,
to
man. It
Detroit.
is ridiculous. So what does this team do, assuming that Kyler Murray is the quarterback? Because I'm assuming that at least for next year.
I just think
How
they
do
need to
they
get
improve
tougher.
it?
One, they need like what you say, Richard Sherman. They need a Gilly Lock.
They
They
did
need
that. They did that. They brought JJ. Like
JJ's too soft. JJ ain't a
what do you
killer,
need?
bro.
Like
What if they
you
got? You
have
don't think
veterans.
Tyrann Matthew would kind of change some shit?
I don't think so. I don't think so,
Well,
man.
then honestly, there's no one to even talk about. It's just how do you? What do you do with Kyler?
Yeah. They have the veterans on that team. Like DeAndre Hopkins been in the league for a while now. You know, Zach Ertz, another guy that was a veteran. And then on the defense, JJ Watt, Chandler Jones. Like
Chandler's
these
a
are
free agent.
veterans.
Chandler Jones might
Yeah,
be gone.
probably gonna lose him. Chandler Jones is probably one of those veterans who was talking shit about Kyler Murray.
I would almost be certain of that. Yeah. So I mean, if you lose Chandler Jones, that's a big loss. And I mean, this division is stacked. One, we have the Rams who won Super Bowl, Niners, NFC Championship game, had a chance to win that game, and you have Seattle, who I know last year. I mean, let's go into them real quick. And we know last year was bad. Russ got hurt, right?
Yeah.
They've been one of the best franchises in football the last 10 years, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And look, if I was going to give them a grade, I'd give them a D. Like, yeah, they were bad. They were 7-10. Russ was gone a big part of the year. You've made the stupidest trade in NFL history, getting a linebacker who plays safety and paid him all that money. I actually like Jamal Adams, man. He's just overpaid right now. He just overpaid. If I'm Seattle, do you just try to run it back with Russ, or you just try to hard reset it one?
I think you gotta run it back. I don't think a hard reset means you probably got to get rid of Pete Carroll, and the GM is
John Schneider.
getting
Yeah.
John Schneider. Yeah,
What was your grade for him?
I'm gonna give him a D plus, and a D plus. The only reason why is because they won 7 games.
Yeah,
Honestly,
they're not a dumpster fire.
and I don't think I think their roster is kind of on the edge of being a dumpster fire though. They don't have much talent, honestly.
It's a lot of
The
long in the
big
tooth
three,
talent.
besides the big three with Wilson, Lockett, and Metcalf, like they don't really have much. Bobby Wagner's old. Jamal Adams,
I would throw.
as
I
advertised.
would throw him into the young talent though, youngish talent on this team. At least you could be like, okay, Jamal will be good though. It's not like he's declining. Like physically, he's not old. I would say at least for Jamal. But I agree with you on. It's not like they have any good pass rushers really.
None.
They don't have. Carlos Dunlap's been their best player, and he's on defensive line. He's 36 or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, they have money to spend. They have 35 million, but they got to re-sign Dwayne Brown if they need a tackle. They need a lot of holes on this team, and just they don't have enough money to fill these holes, man. Maybe you cut some guys. Maybe Bobby Wagner gets cut. I would be really shocked if that happened, but you can't really rule anything out with this team. They're kind of weird.
Yeah, and they're probably going to pay a guy in Quandre Diggs, who I know a lot of people love and call him an underrated safety, but I wouldn't pay a guy like that.
I mean, they need a corner, dude. They need a J.C. Jackson, Dante Jackson. Xavier Rose would be an improvement from their trash at corner.
And I just think, as much John Snyder gets credit for past drafts and getting late round gems, I think lately, flat out, their drafting has just been terrible.
Doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, okay. Glad we fucking agree, moron. Yeah, you can miss your first round pick all the years.
But they never got anyone in the late rounds.
Neither do you guys. Whatever.
Yeah,
not opening up old wounds. But I get you. I get the logic.
It's a Raider argument for people who don't know.
No, it's a one saying draft picks don't matter argument.
If you get guys like Hunter Renfrow, Max Crosby, who did the Seahawks draft equivalent to late round gems?
Okay, look, like those guys? if you draft Jamarcus Russell with the first pick in the draft, and then you draft Trevor Lawrence in the 7th round, you still fucked up your first pick, Juan.
You still did, but I mean,
it doesn't matter. You're good.
Still got the quarterback.
Okay, look, speaking of quarterbacks. Is there a team in this division with a bigger question mark than the San Francisco Giants? Like, I know Kyler's a fucking nightmare right now.
49ers.
But yeah, actually, I said San Francisco Giants. I'm in baseball. I'm thinking about some baseball. So
baseball's not even playing right now.
Yeah, they might even play this whole fucking year at this rate. But look,
good. No,
can we ship out Jimmy G finally?
I don't think so, man.
Can I give them a G for their grade? Let me give them a G.
I'm giving them an A plus. I thought it was a great year on how they handled everything. I know it's hard for Niner fans to swallow, and they could have potentially won the Super Bowl. But
just so you know, the G for me is equal to an A. That's pretty. Like, I just give him a G for Jimmy G because he's the big fuck up in there. He's the only reason he's not an A plus because they have him still, and he threw the dumbest pick, second dumbest pick in the playoffs. But it's just. There's a lot of talent on this team. There's not a bunch of free agents they're going to lose. Maybe Laken Tomlinson, Jaworski Tart, who did he drop that pick at the end of the game? Or was that Jimmy Ward?
I want to say that was Ward. I'm not sure. One of those guys.
Whichever one of those fuckers it was. If it was Tart, you can let him walk on that one. He'll never be the same again. But look, this team could really use a corner one. The defense is set pretty much. You could throw in some corner if you could get a J.C. Jackson. They're negative $5 million basically. You cut Jimmy G, you get $20 million back. This is what I said to Joey. I said when the year they lost to Kansas City, I'm like, bro, I would just get rid of Jimmy G and keep all my fucking guys. Get a rookie quarterback. He's like, oh, you're stupid. Next year they did that. So I'm just saying they could have kept DeForest Buckner still. They could have had him, and they could have had all these guys because with a rookie contract one, you know it better than I, just as much as I do. You can get a lot of talent when you're only paying a quarterback $5 million. Yeah. And now we're at Trey Lance one.
How high does Trey Lance go in this draft, Max?
1. No, I don't know.
I don't even think it's close. I think it's 1.
Yeah, he'd be the number 1 quarterback, right? He was the number 3 quarterback in this draft. Man, there was a lot of hype for him being good. So, yeah, he'd probably be number 1, right?
It's a no-brainer. I think he's way in a different tier than all the quarterbacks coming out. I think, no doubt, he's the number 1 quarterback. And the fact that the Niners got him last year for the amount that they paid.
Do you think because they thought next year there's going to be nothing?
I mean, possibly. I mean, you gotta think. You gotta think that. Just a lot of stuff is working in their favor. It's just now they need to show it with Trey Lance. This is the future.
But
And I've been.
do you think it's weird that there's reports Jimmy G might stay on the team because Trey Lance is so much farther behind than anyone knows?
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't think it's happened either. I just think it's a little weird to get that report out there.
I don't think it's weird. I just think it's trying to. I think that's from the Niners camp of trying to raise his stock any which way possible. And I just think Jimmy G just fucked up all the chances of the Niners getting any sort of high value for him as far as trade aspects.
I actually think his value is a little higher than people think right now, just because of how bad the rookie class could be.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you heard this, Max, but he's getting surgery.
Oh, on his thumb?
Yeah, he's doing.
Oh wow!
Surgery.
Now that'll really hamper his throwing one.
Yeah,
that's gonna be the thing that fucks him. Now he's not surgical anymore.
I know, but this is what I'm saying. If a team does wind up trading for him, he's not gonna throw in OTAs. He's probably not gonna be back until mid training camp.
What's the difference? Like, the fuck? Might as well start training left-handed, Jimmy G.
He'll probably throw better, but
yeah, I'm saying it's not like he's like got a great arm or anything. He's not Matthew Stafford.
I just think that hurts his value. I don't think they're going to get much for him. People are talking about a second round, third round. I think they get a fourth at best for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Third, I feel like if you get a third, you're like over the fucking moon.
Yeah, most definitely. But you get rid of Jimmy G, you go into the future with Trey Lance, you open up all that cap, and you find out if he's the guy, flat out. All right. The reason why it was an A+ was part of the reason Kyle Shanahan rolled with Jimmy G and he won. He rolled the dice and he wound up winning.
I think it's hard to expect Trey Lance goes in the Lambeau Field as a rookie and
yeah, it's hard to
doesn't just fuck up the game. Even though Jimmy G almost was fucking up the game himself and should have got basically thrown 2 pick sixes, but that's another topic for another day. Yeah. Look, Juan, I agree.
He's a I'll
just say this for Trey Lance. Everything's in place for you to be good. There's no question of coaching. There's no question of talent around you. This is a good opportunity for the Niners. There's no excuse to be made for Trey Lance if he's bad.
No. Now, I want to throw something in there that's, kind of like my wild card, my Joker card.
Okay. Debo quarterback?
That'll be hilarious. Tom Brady.
Oh, God. I mean, I see a part. I mean, look, they trade Jimmy G, and Tom Brady's like, hey, I want to come here. They'll be like, yep, okay, Trey Lance. And that's perfect because they can be like, Trey Lance, get another year ready. No one's going to question it. No one will question it. No one will question it. Like, it's Tom Brady.
Trey Lance got to be pissed as fuck, though. Like, fuck.
Well, does anyone wear number 12 on the Niners? If 12's available, like, you're good.
Yeah, 12's available.
Yeah, they're good. Look, I know Trey Lance might be pissed, but, like, if you're the 49ers, it's, like, perfect scenario, right? It's like, who's going to fault you for getting Tom Brady?
Yeah. I think if Brady has any chance of coming out of retirement, and I know the Bucs still own his rights, but 49ers are the perfect.
Do you think he'll get PTSD when he plays against the Rams, though?
No.
Or do you think the Rams will just start fumbling the ball when they play the Niners from now on because they'll just see Tom Brady?
Maybe. You're an asshole.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to get a fire segue, but I was just an asshole.
Anyway, let's move on to the Super Bowl champions of Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Rams. A lot of Rams. All right, look, A+, bro. I mean, what other grade can you give them?
They went all in and it worked. Very rarely does the all-in thing pay off.
Now, can they run it back?
They're in a really bad salary cap spot, but like we said, they can always negotiate they can fudge the numbers, they can get money, but I feel like Whitworth's going to call it a career. They're going to lose Von Miller. They'll get OBJ back. I think he wants to be there.
You really think they're going to lose Von Miller, huh? You think he's going to get paid, huh?
I think so. I really do. I mean, what if the fucking, I don't know, what if the Bengals were like, you want 20 mil? Or like, you want 15 million? Come on.
I just think that's crazy paying a guy like that. Man.
I think so too, but he's Von Miller. And he carries a weight to him. I don't think he's worth it. I'd pay Von Miller right now like $8 million. Be like, here you go. Yeah. Have fun. Yeah. Like, I think Leonard Floyd's just as good as Von Miller right now.
Yeah. And as we speak, I mean, They're trying to re-sign Aaron Donald, so you would think the dominoes go: Sean McVay, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, OBJ, like those guys just fall in line of signing. Like
Yeah,
you
I mean,
got
I don't.
another year of Stafford, if anything. Stafford is not. I don't think Stafford's going to have a drop off. You would think if Stafford has any kind of drop off, it's going to be the year after this
Yeah,
that
I
you got to
think he
worry
might be
about that.
better next year.
Yeah.
And yeah, they need to get like Robert Woods comes back. That would help. They need to get a little bit of receiver depth. They need like in a perfect world, they could keep Sebastian Joseph Day and just shore that run defense even more. But they're going to lose some people. They have too much salary not to. They need a new left tackle. So right, the only guys I would suggest they get like a Calais Campbell, maybe an Ndamukong Suh comes back for on the cheap. They just need to get bargain guys who are ring hunting. They're kind of like the Warriors from like 2 years ago when they're signing David West for a vet minimum, and they signed somebody for like they DeMarcus Cousins for like $1 million. They need some shit like that.
Is there a rule in the NFL on how far you can trade draft picks? Or do they just start trading their 2025 draft picks or 2026 draft
Them
picks?
shits are gone, but keep going.
Is it really?
Yeah, they're gone. What the fuck? I think they're gone. I don't think they.
How far are they?
I think they're picking first round. When do the let me see? When do the Rams pick? I think they pick in the first round, like in 2026.
That is insane. I mean, what? I mean, come on. Might as well start in 27 and 28. Fuck it.
Yeah, 2023 is gone. So maybe they'll have. I don't know, man. 2024, they might be up.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
2024. That sounds about right. So fuck it. Just start trading.
That's just as good as gone, bro. So they're gonna get somebody with that.
Oh man, fucking Rams, all in, bro. But look, they did it, man. They're Super Bowl champions. Let's move on. All right, that's the NFC West for you guys. Let's go to the NFC East, or should I say least? Let's start off with your Eagles, man. I want to hear your take on the Eagles. Take
Hey,
as
hey,
much
hey,
time
hey,
as you
hey,
want.
hey. That is not nice, Juan. That is
I
not
know
nice.
they're a
Give
playoff
me one
team.
second
I
so I can.
mean, the Raiders beat their ass and had another win than them, but
I mean, we have 3 first round picks, so put that in your pipe and smoke it, buddy.
and they're probably one of the worst drafts in a couple
Going with
years.
the
But
B plus one. They're still a flawed team. They have no answer at quarterback. Jalen Hurts is probably not the long term answer, but we have I think we won the Carson Wentz trade, got a first round pick for him. We won the fucking whatever trade we made in the draft. I can't think of it offhand. We have another first.
yeah,
It might haunt us. We didn't take Justin Fields. I agree with you. That could be a possibility. We have Devontae Smith. I mean, it was a B plus. I thought we had a good year. We started off bad, but we went 9-8 with the running back playing quarterback.
I think if I'm the Eagles, man, it's gonna be tough because of the year you guys just had.
Give me your grade.
But B plus,
Okay.
B plus, all the stuff that's considered. I mean, me and you both thought this was a tanking year for them, and I still think you guys are in shape to tank. I just think this year there's a lot of guys that are making a lot of
but there's old talent like Fletcher
that's
Cox. Fletcher Cox might have his
exactly.
last year at the Eagles this year, which I would hate.
I think a lot of guys are gonna get cut, man. Just guys who you don't expect. Yeah, Brandon Graham, even a guy maybe like Brandon Brooks.
Oh, he retired.
Yeah,
he's done.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah.
Jason Kelce, maybe.
He could retire. There's no doubt. Lane Johnson's had some weird shit, like with mental health.
Yeah. Like, would you be shocked at all if the Eagles released or cut, should I say, cut Lane Johnson? Save up.
I wouldn't be shocked. No, I'd be shocked if they cut Kelce just because of what he means to the Eagles. No. But Lane, I'd be like 40% surprised. I'd be like 60% surprised.
No. I just think there's going to be one of those guys who are making a lot of money to free up some cap, and they're just going to go to the young route. Because I think last year was the last year where it's like, okay, we still got some veterans on this team that we can compete with, but at this point, what are you doing? Like, you're kind of in the middle where you want to move to the future, but you have all these old guys who are talented enough to win some games, but not big games.
I'll say this one. If they go all in for a quarterback, you got to say they're not cutting anybody. They're gearing up to go for a run. If they get Rodgers or Wilson, but if they get a guy like Deshaun, they could just do the youth movement, like you said, with Deshaun Watson. He's still young enough to do that shit.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson, it'll make sense to keep all those guys. I just think realistically, I don't think Rodgers and Wilson want to play for the Eagles.
No, I don't think so either. I think they're looking for like championship, like you said, like the Steelers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean,
With
overall, a great year for the Eagles. With all things
yeah.
like just the rebuild to make the playoffs with the kind of crappy team.
I mean, once
So
upon a time, you thought that Jalen Hurts wasn't going to step foot on an NFL football field as a
I'm
quarterback.
still fucking hoping. I'm
The
sorry.
way you talk about your Eagles, man, damn shame.
Oh yeah,
That's a
catch
damn
one
shame.
after a Raiders loss. He wants to cut the whole fucking team.
Is that it about the Schlegels? You done?
Just I was gonna say there's some guys we could add like a quarterback, but there's
Let's hear
nothing there's no desperate need for this team. It's just like get young talent, I think.
Yeah. At some point, we got to say a team that winds up getting the top free agent once we get there.
Well, that
That's
depends who the top free agent is in your brain.
No, I'm saying like has a lot of money, winds up getting the top guy in free agency, like a. I mean, I would consider Mike Williams. Like, who winds up getting Mike Williams the big contract?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Browns. Browns give them some money. We said that last week, so I mean, we said that last show, so that's kind of like a cop out. But look, let's stay on the NFC least one. You want to go Giants, Commanders, God, or the Cowboys?
Let's go Cowboys. They're negative in the cap right now.
Wow.
They're negative 22.1.
Well, they'll free that up when they cut Amari Cooper and DeMarcus Lawrence. So
wow, bad, huh?
Well, let me give the grade first.
Grade. Yeah, give the grade.
D. D for Dallas.
D for Dallas. That one works. I'm gonna give them a C. I mean, they did go 12-5 and make the playoffs. I can't go D.
Do you know what cupcake means?
Cupcake schedule.
Yeah, you know what a cupcake schedule is. I mean, they had Spurs where they looked like a competent team, and then to just look like the most incompetent team. Like, bro, to quote our friend Dak, shout out to Dak, when you have your fucking special teams run a successful fake and you leave them out there and take a delay a game, that's a fireable offense, Mike McCarthy. You bozo.
This is the number one offense in the league.
Okay. They're the number one offense one, and I was like, there was some games where I'm like, man, they don't look like the number one offense.
Yeah.
Like they feast on the weak one. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons, though, best rookie in the draft.
Yeah. Two things stand out to me that they need to do. Number one, you need to trade Amari Cooper. I know he's good. I know he's great at times. I'm
gonna argue with you, but go ahead.
You gotta sell him high. You gotta sell him
He's high?
I mean, this is as high as he's gonna get, probably.
Could they even get a first round pick for him right now?
They cannot get a first round pick, but I believe they can get a really good player and a draft pick, like a second rounder.
I think the ship sailed on his punk ass, truthfully. I'm sorry. When I see you get locked up by a Green Goblin in a playoff game, you're a bum. You're a fucking bum, dude. Look, this is what we always say about the Cowboys one. They got a lot of money and guys that don't perform.
Oh, man. And that brings me to the second one. You need to start Tony Pollard and get rid of his punk ass Ezekiel Elliott.
You can't, though. It's just dead money. You might as well just keep him and run him into the ground somewhere.
But you at least got to fucking bench him. At least.
I think at this point, it's either 50-50 or 60-40 Tony.
Yeah. No other way, dude. Tony is just the proof is in the pudding, dog. Tony Pollard is better.
And truthfully, the only free agents I would really add, the defense could use a corner safety, but you need to get the O-line right for Dak. You invest all the money in Dak. You got to protect him. Like, you can't count on Tyron Smith. Can't count on him anymore. It's one injury after another with him. He's really good when he's on, but he's not ever healthy. Connor Williams is a free agent. The center, Biasti, I don't know how to say his name, Tyler, he sucks. Zach Martin, man. They're one surprise retirement away from having an awful O-line.
Yeah, I would love to see Ryan Jensen here for center. They haven't had a good center since Frederick when he retired. Another guy that I like for them, maybe even Teron Armstead.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I guess you'd. What would you? So you'd kick Lale into guard again?
I would kick him into guard, but regardless, if you want to cut Tyron Smith, as crazy as that is,
I don't think that's crazy. I don't.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
hold on 1 second. I just want to look up his salary cap if you cut him. But
yeah.
keep
I wonder
going, Juan.
how much dead money he has. Another guy that I would love for their defense. We've been putting this guy everywhere. Tyrann Mathieu. They're always wanting. They were in the running for Jamal Adams. I know they've been getting decent safety play the last couple of years, but Tyrann Mathieu is a guy, leadership, brings guys together. Their defense is not terrible. I think it'll be a really, really good fit for Tyrann Mathieu in Dallas.
Teron Smith is a fucking $12 million dead cap. But if you cut him, you get $5 million.
Stop.
God, man.
I mean, you can't then. You can't cut him. You can't.
I mean,
it makes no sense.
If you get $5 million,
sense,
it's worth it a little bit, I guess. But yeah, like he's good enough to the point where you want him on your team still.
Yeah. But I think even if you want to kick Collins into guard and start Teron Armstead at right tackle, see how he feels about it, obviously before you sign him, and just play him the next year at left tackle. Be like, hey, Tyron Smith is on his way out. You'll play left tackle next year. Maybe you can boost your value if you want to sign a 2-year deal and be like, hey, I played right tackle first year and played left tackle the second year.
Last thing before we move on, how hot's the seat on Mike McCarthy? I think it's at 11.
Oh my goodness. I think he's a candidate. If they start off bad in the beginning of the season, he can get fired. Like if they start off 1-4, 1-4, he's fired.
Wow. Sean Payton sighting, maybe?
Hopefully. I mean, I know Dallas fans will hope for it. I doubt it, but yes.
So Commanders, man, I hate that name. Or Giants.
Let's just call them football team. Let's go to football team.
Washington football team?
I'm not calling them Commanders. I'm sorry. I'd rather call them football team.
I think football team sounds better than Commanders.
It is. I love to make fun of it when it first came out. It grew on me. Yeah, I love football team. But the Commanders, I'm sorry. Like, it sounds like fucking something to do with Russia. And right now, fuck Russia. Like, straight up.
Like, Juan putting a target on our back.
Don't kill me, Russia. But the Washington football team, 7-10.
I can't believe you brought up Russia.
7-10, missed the playoffs. High expectations. It went downhill once Ryan Fitzpatrick went down. Let's just be honest.
I gave him a C.
I gave him a D. It was bad.
They had a lot of injuries. Chase Young tore his ACL. Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, but before
there's like Chase friction between Rivera though and the players, which is like, is that good to hear from?
I think even before Chase Young tore his ACL, that defense was so underwhelming. It was supposed to be a lot better than,
what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. I didn't like what I seen.
Look, they desperately need a quarterback one, and they need to rework the defense. They have a lot of talent, but like you said, they just underperformed all year.
Yeah, Jimmy G Central right here. I mean,
Cam Newton Central?
Maybe
he's back.
It has Jimmy G written all over it. They're gonna get Jimmy G. It feels like, and they're gonna wind up paying the price for it with a 4th-round pick or even a 3rd. And I still don't think they're gonna be that good with him. I just think their defense is not that good. I think it's one of those situations where they have a bunch of talent on paper, but it's kind of like the Browns. Like, yeah, but they don't play well together. And then plus you got Jack Del Rio calling your defense. Of course they're going to be bad.
They definitely have the potential to be a good defense, but they seem like they're always going to be kind of like they'll have a good game instead of being a good defense. Like 1 week they're like, damn, they got 8 sacks, and the next week it's like, damn, they just threw for 400 yards on us. What the hell happened?
And any chance, and I know you're a big fan of him, and I know he just got hurt, and but let's be real. Before he got hurt, very underwhelming season. Chase Young, is it downhill from here for Chase Young?
I think it's too early to say that. I think it's really too early because he was so disruptive as his first year. Like, I know he didn't have a lot of sacks, but me and you've always been proponents of it's not always about sacks. Khalil Mack was really good his first year. Had what, like 6 sacks?
No.
So I'm still a big Chase Young fan. I think he still has potential to be one of the best edges in football, but he needs to go in the lab and get better.
Yeah, most definitely, dude. Where can they add besides quarterback? Maybe a linebacker.
I mean, they just drafted Jamin Davis first round. So, look, they just need a quarterback and maybe a lineman because if they lose Brandon Scherf, that line gets a lot worse.
Yeah. You got to sign Brandon Scherf. A guy like that can't hit the market. You got to keep him.
At least tag him at the least. And Juan, I think we saved the worst for last. New York Giants. I went with a straight up F.
F also. Terrible.
Thank God, though, they fired Jason Garrett because then the offense really got going.
Oh, man.
Go ahead, Juan. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I've been cutting you off too much.
Let's see if they get it right. Let's see if they got it right with Brian Daboll. This is the, fourth head coach since Tom Coughlin? It's been 2 years. 2 years and out for every coach.
McAdoo.
Shermer.
Judge. And now Daboll. And me and you like Judge after the first year, but god dang, it fell off quick. Like it was bad. He
got himself fired.
He did,
and press conference did it.
That was the nail in the coffin. And look, Dave Gettleman didn't do any favors. Like, again, this team is like, oh, we have Kenny Galladay, we got this guy, we got Darius Slayton, Evan Ingram. It's like, man, these guys look good on paper. Like, if this is Madden, I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, and no surprise. And no surprise they didn't pick up the 5th-year option on Daniel Jones. Why would you? I know I have faith in him, but what has he shown?
One, he hasn't had the best surrounding cast to show stuff, but also he's been a little underwhelmed. Like, he could be better in himself. I think he has the talent to be a franchise quarterback, but let's actually put some O-linemen, because right now the O-line is the big weakness. It's just as bad as the Bengals. Like, I like Andrew Thomas. They have no one else. They took a swing at Nate Solder, big whiff. So they need to go after it, like maybe an Andrew Norwell, maybe a Brandon Scherf, and then on defense, maybe a Dante Jackson. They paid Leonard Williams way too much fucking money. No, I'm just going to say it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a guy that you were going for bat for last year, though, especially with the year he had. It's just, man, I find it amazing that how bad the Giants are, and you're negative in the cap, bro. It's like, it just went downhill from so many different directions. And I think the biggest one was the Kenny Galladay contract. Like, that's just a terrible contract. He didn't even score a touchdown. And then to top it all off, I feel like you really don't know what you're doing as a GM when you sign a big-time free agent like that and you're expected to have that guy as your number one. And then you go on and draft a receiver in the first round?
What did you think of Tony?
I like Tony.
I like him too. I just don't know why. They should have
just drafted Tony and call it a day.
Yeah, save the money and go get a lineman.
Jeez, man.
Giants actually, I wouldn't be like super surprised if they were good next year, but it's all riding on Daboll. We're just gonna have to wait and see with him.
And I know we had to talk about Barkley being a bust potentially.
No. He is a fucking bust. In terms of this, everyone out there who's listening to me say, oh, he's a bust, you're a fucking trip, he's really good. Super talented football player, top 10 potential running back in football. When you take him at 2, he needs to change your franchise. Saquon Barkley hasn't done jack shit for the Giants. And I hate to say that. I love Saquon Barkley. I went to bat for him. Shout out to Joey saying he wasn't a good college prospect. But Saquon Barkley has not moved the needle in the slightest for them. If they were competing and they were like, damn, we're just one running back away, go for it. Yeah. You missed the quarterback. You missed corners, edge rushers. For a guy who's been injured 2 out of the 4 years, and then this year they couldn't block for him.
Yeah. If you get a deal for Barkley, let's say Brian Daboll really loves Saquon Barkley. Like, he has a plan for him. He really wants to get him going in the offense. You wind up getting a trade offer. You get a 5th-round pick and a 4th-round pick. 4th and the 5th. You take that?
No, I wouldn't take that.
What would you take? What's the minimum?
If the LA Rams called and said, here's our 2nd-round pick, I'd be like, okay, bye. Have fun.
3rd?
Yeah, I'd do it. High 3rd, yeah, I'd do it. Okay. And if I'm the Giants and like Saquon Barkley's like, look, I'll sign a deal for 4 years for $50 million, I'd be like, okay, I could stomach that.
No.
But what I can't stomach is Saquon Barkley wanting 5 for 100. I'd be like, hell no, can't pay you that money.
No fucking way. I think he as good as gone as being a New York Giant, in
I think
my
he wants a
opinion.
fresh start too, and he's got talent still. He's so talented.
I think he's over it though. Like he's over it, and I think the organization is over it. It sucks. They probably wasted his talent. He's probably gonna go somewhere else and succeed. But as far as the Giants go, it's just one of those situations where you got to change your scenery, bro. It's not gonna work there. Just hopefully it works somewhere else. Is that all for the NFC East?
That's it. So now we have the North or South. I'm kind of down to do the South if you're down.
Yeah, let's go down south.
So we can start. Do you want to start with the Super Bowl champions from 2 years ago, or do you want to start where?
Yeah, let's start with the Bucks, because where the hell did they go here? Half of their team is gone and retired. They lost Brady.
I'm going to give them a B, in all honesty, for their season. I know, like, it looked really good early, and if they were healthy, they think they could have made a run, but they just got hurt at the wrong time this year.
Yeah. I'm giving them a B plus. They lost to the Rams in the divisional. They took care of business in the first round. I know it was against the Eagles, but they're one play away, really, from stopping.
Yeah,
the
even though they
Rams.
got their ass kicked the whole game. But yeah,
They
I
did.
agree.
They did get their ass kicked, but they had a chance to win. They came back, so it's not like it wasn't like a Arizona Cardinals situation.
No, I agree with. At least they had the fight. Maybe if Tom Brady had
Exactly.
bad body language, though, they could have lost bigger. One, they have $3 million in cap space available, and of course, like we always say, you can maneuver that. You can get more, but you got Chris Godwin and Dominican Sue, JPP, Leonard Fournette, Carlton Davis, and Ryan Jensen. You can't keep all those
and
guys.
you lost Brady, Ollie
Yep.
Marpet, Gronk,
Surprise retirement. And Gronk's a free agent. There's talks he could go to Buffalo, which I would like. I would like to see Gronk in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But who's the priority guy? I think it's Carlton Davis.
To me, it's Chris Godwin. I don't even think it's
Really?
close. Yeah.
But you're always the proponent of these guys grow on trees.
Yeah, but I think Mike Evans is long in the tooth. I think Mike Evans has regressed. I know he had a decent year last year, as far as probably fantasy wise, but Mike Evans
He's
is a
not
guy
the
who's
same Mike
constantly getting
Evans.
and he's constantly getting hurt. Like how can you count on? He's looking like the next Julio Jones.
You know, we
Like,
say
that's where
that,
his career
and
is moving.
everyone's gonna say, "Did you see that when he burned Jalen Ramsey?"
Yeah, of course. Look, he's still talented.
Yeah.
I just the one thing that's scary about Godwin, which it's kind of a good thing for the Bucks, that he is coming off a major knee fucking injury. But I think that's gonna help out the Bucks. I don't
Get him
think
at a discount.
exactly. You're gonna get him at a discount. I really like Chris Godwin though, man. If he's smart, I wouldn't sign with the Bucks though. I would go somewhere else, straight up.
I would too, and honestly, I would if I'm the Bucks, I would want to bring back Ryan Jensen and Leonard Fournette. I think Fournette was really good for them. He gives the level of toughness. He can run the ball. And honestly, I don't like obviously that they need to get a quarterback. If they went all in for Russell Wilson, I wouldn't be mad at them. Aaron Rodgers, that'd be great. But
I just don't
you
think there's a
can't
scenario where they get someone though, Max.
I agree with you because
they're
they can't
fucked.
destroy the foundation of what they have to go get one of those guys. Because right now they have the talent to compete for a Super Bowl other than quarterback.
Yeah.
So how do they get someone who's good enough to get them there? And that's the key. And I don't know if that's out there. Like, what are you going to do? Fucking roll with Jameis Winston again? Mitchell Trubisky?
Hey man, don't count out Blaine Gabbert.
He's counted out. On that note, we will move on to any other team because the Blaine Gabbert mention was said. I can't believe it. Do you want to go all the way to the bottom or do you want to go to the Saints?
Let's eat us some W's. Let's go to the Saints. 9-8. I'm giving them a C.
I'm going with a B. With all the injuries to quarterback, they were 9-8. And there is a lot of questions with this team on. Do you want to start with Sean Payton retiring? Or do you want to start with Alvin Kamara might be joining Henry Ruggs in the Las Vegas jail league?
First of all, we want to talk about cap situation. They're negative $42.2 million.
Worse than the league.
Over the cap.
Yep.
It's fucking terrible. All right. Some of the free agents that they have coming up. Marcus Williams, who's a really solid player. Terod Armstead and Jameis Winston. I mean, where do you go, man? I mean, I know there's ways that you can move around the cap, and
I mean, are you concerned though, one about Kamara's arrest?
Fuck yeah!
I mean, like, you think he's gonna play football next year?
If I would bet, I would say yes. Honestly,
I mean, I just thought that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. Like, why would you do that? Like, you have your whole life ahead. I mean, it's just dumb decision making, man. It's like
yeah.
you should be smarter than that. I mean, would you be surprised they cut Michael Thomas? I wouldn't be. They traded him.
Man, yeah,
They restructured his contract and
unfortunate.
Ramczyk to clear $14 million or something like that. But there's been so much bad blood between the two. And this is a team one. If you look at their roster, what do they need immediately? Quarterback. Again, where do they go? And if you want to talk about other positions, you could get a guy like Ernest Johnson, a running back, because, Kamara might not be there. Maybe a Cedric Wilson, Michael Gallup. But how do you do that with the cap, Juan? Like, they're in a precarious place. I don't blame Sean Payton for dipping right now. He's like, all right, we had a chance.
I mean, they're fucked. They're fucked.
I mean, we said that last year, though, but they weren't that fucked.
And then plus you bring in a guy in Dennis Allen who, in my experience from being a Raider fan, I don't think he particularly connects with the players all that good. Like, I'm worried about the offense. Like, the offense is going to be terrible. It was terrible last year with Sean Payton. I can only imagine this year. Their defense is good. They're a solid unit. They can beat Tom Brady on the Tampa Bay Bucks. But other than that, it's like that can only get you so far, bro. Offense wins games these days in the NFL. And without an offense, you're just going to be not that good.
And I mean, we can basically right the ship on Taysom Hill. I don't think Taysom Hill's career is basically over with Sean Payton, dude. I don't think there's a lot of coaches that'll go, oh yeah, let's pay this quarterback $20 million to be a special weapon, whatever. I mean, it's kind of sad. I hope I'm wrong, but I feel like Taysom Hill is the big loser from Sean Payton retiring, because that was Sean Payton's crush, dude. Taysom Hill, like, can we make this guy this and this and this? And the Saints are in a very peculiar place. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's.
Would you be surprised if they were the worst team in the division next year?
No, Who Dat Nation is way down next year.
Are the Atlanta Falcons or Carolina Panthers on the upswing? I think the Falcons are kind of on the upswing, but
really,
they went 7-10. They have their negative cap, but they're going to cut some guys, and if you look at the roster, I know it's not the most talented, but they have some studs. I would give their team grade, a B+. I thought they played really well last year.
I got the same grade, B+ for all things considered. That I think I kind of matched them up kind of with the Eagles in a place where you thought they were going to tank. They were going to win 4, maybe 5 games, and they wind up exceeding their expectations. Only difference is that this team didn't make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They're bringing back Matt Ryan for another year. That's what I heard.
I know he's old, but he's still good. It's just the team around him is not good enough anymore to compete. Like, they have some guys.
To me, you're at a crossroads, though. You don't have enough young talent to really just let everyone play and go from there. And you don't really have a good enough team to do kind of a mashup of what you did last year, kind of like the Eagles, where you don't have talent,
money to go blow in free agency.
Right. So to me, I think you just got to come off assets like a Calvin Ridley.
Hold on. He's as good as fucking gone, I think.
You think so?
With the stuff that's come out from him leaving the team and saying they both want a fresh start, I think that's as good as gone. And he's as good as gone. And one, his value is not going to be that high, everybody. I don't think you'll get a first-round pick for Calvin Ridley. I don't think you get a first-round pick for a 28-year-old receiver who hasn't been paid. Like, me and Juan have this list that we're working on. Like, we had it last year. We never did anything with it, of the top 100 trade pieces. And me and Juan had Calvin Ridley. We're like, fuck, this guy's so old.
Yeah.
Like, this fool must have been 22 in college old.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm 22 in high school. God dang, man. I am off right now. Bro, he's a year older than me. And he's 27 right now.
What are we doing with our lives?
Losers just making a successful podcast.
Do they keep Cordero?
I hope so. I want Cordero to go to a team that gives him the ball.
No. It's weird because you kind of seen that with Cordero. He kind of had his chances already with a team that could have used them the best kind of way, and that was the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean,
like you kind of seen it. I kind of feel like as great of a year as Cordero had, I just think the reason why he did have so much success is kind of like a phrase that you like to use in basketball, Max.
looter in a fire. Yeah,
Really,
someone's got to get those yards.
Exactly, someone has to get.
But you don't think that? I mean, I feel like that stuff he did though could translate to a good team.
I don't think so. I just think on a good team, it winds up getting shrunk.
This is my last question about the Cordell Patterson stuff.
Yeah.
Did he go from being like a surefire bust to like pretty decent career?
Oh, fucking phenomenal career.
Like I'm saying, like, is he one of those like NBA players? It's like, man, like Tristan Thompson, he's probably a bust at pick number 4, right? Because he never panned out to be like this franchise changing guy. Fucking played like 12 years in the league, was on some good teams.
Derek Williams?
No, stop. Come on. He sucked. Maybe like, who's the guy, man? I'm just trying to blank on like Aaron Gordon, maybe. He's drafted really high. He's always talent, but he's hung around, made some good money. I like Cordero, man. I had him on my old pro team. I think he can help a team. I disagree with you on that. I think he'll be good on a good team.
We'll see, man. I think he's had a lot of opportunities, but I doubt he stays with Atlanta. I think Atlanta needs to go full rebuild mode. And I don't think Matt Ryan's doing them any justice. I would trade Matt Ryan.
So,
honestly,
do you think they can compete for the division next year?
No, I don't. I don't think so.
So, who's going to win the division? Just the Bucs by default, or do the Panthers have a chance?
I would say, moving on to the Panthers, it's going to be either the Panthers or the Bucs. I don't see the Saints, and I don't see the Falcons. The Panthers have potential, bro.
It's just the quarterback, right?
Not necessarily the quarterback and the offensive coordinator. I think a big reason why Sam Darnold was fucking bad was, Sam Darnold is bad in himself, but Matt Rule has to find the right play caller.
Don't they have Ben McAdoo now?
Terrible. I think so.
Yeah, wow. That's a big oof. What's your grade for them?
Oh man, I gotta give them a C-.
I gave them a D. Man, they looked great the first 4 weeks of the season, and then it was really freaking bad. We love the Panthers defense. So much talent. But real quick, I'm just going to say this. If the freaking Texans call me and say, we want McCaffrey, Darnold, 2 first-round picks for Deshaun, I would do it immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Look, if there's a way they can get a first or 2 for McCaffrey, I'd do it. I don't think you can trust the running back who's his build. And me and one had this huge argument about Fournette and McCaffrey coming out. One was Team McCaffrey. And McCaffrey's a way better player. Yeah. But I was like, I don't want to draft this fucker. He's never going to be healthy. And it seems like the last 2 years I've been right about that.
Yeah. And it's right when they paid him that contract.
Another reason. Way to kill the market, McCaffrey, for running backs.
Right. Derrick Henry, the only hope. Sam Darnold, though, any team that winds up calling and wanting to take his contract, fucking have him, because they are paying a premium right now, because I think they picked up his 5th-year option last year, so they're paying him a pretty penny right now. Their defense is all their hope, bro. Like, DJ Moore's good, McCaffrey elite. Even if they run it back with Darnold, I don't think it'll be all that bad. I really don't.
What if they run it back with Cam Newton?
It's bad.
He's back. Bad. Look, they definitely need a quarterback. They could use some O-line help. They're going to lose probably Stephon Gilmore, but they still have good corners if they can keep Dante Jackson. Like, I like J.C. Horn from what I saw. I didn't like him in the draft that much, but he played 3 games and got hurt for the whole year. So if they get anything out of him, that'll be pretty freaking good. And other than that one, is there like a huge need they could get? Is there a huge free agent that's not like quarterback that could help them?
Yeah, I mean, I would try to get another lineman, probably. Maybe
like
a guy like, Eric Fisher, Morgan Moses. Guys like that, man. Dwayne Brown hits the market.
Ryan
Uh,
Jensen, maybe.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, maybe Alex Kappa, somebody like on the low key that could just like solidify the
right.
line. Because they got all the playmakers they need. They got Robbie, they got Terrence Marshall, they got fucking DJ Moore. So excuse me as I hit the mic. Panthers one, I think
A
this could
guy,
be the fourth to first leap team.
yeah, really good. That fits their scheme and their type of style with corners. Charvarius Ward, look
Mm,
out for him.
that's a good one. Sticky man coverage corner.
Yeah,
I like it.
they will love him. Is that all the teams, or we got one more?
We have 4 divisions to go. I mean, sorry,
Really?
4 teams to go, but they're all in
Oh,
the
I was about
NFC
to say.
North. We're good
Yeah,
with
there
that
you go.
division.
Gotcha. All right, let's do it, man. Who do you want to start with?
Let's save Green Bay for last. So let's hit the let's hit the shitty teams. Let's go with Detroit first, then we'll work our way up.
Okay.
What'd you give Detroit?
An A.
I gave them a B plus. Yeah, I thought they were competitive all year, man. I really thought
Man,
Dan
look,
Campbell, great job.
I love Bill Parcells. He's probably one of my favorite head coaches of all time. But his saying of "you are what your record is" just does not apply for the Lions. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay, look,
I
they're a bad
they're
team.
better. They're better than 33 and 13 in my book, bro.
Look, I agree that you are what your record is. They were 3-13. They made a lot of mistakes as a team, but man, they're a tough football team. If I'm a coach, I'm a fan. I was never like disappointed with them, like with their effort. Like, yeah, the results hurt one, right? Like they lost on a 66-yard field goal. But for a team we all kind of wrote off as just a laughing stock, they were competent, right? It
Yeah,
wasn't like it's like you have a guy running out of the back of the end zone or you're the Browns and you're getting blown out every fucking week. It was like, no, we're fighting to the end. We're going to try it. We're going to do an onside kick to start the game and get it and just show we can fight. And that's what I'd be proud. And it's not like there's one position. They need everything. They need a quarterback. They need young talent. But the rebuild is alive and going well in Detroit. And I'm pretty sure we both look at them in a better light than we did last year around this time.
yeah. Unfortunately, there's no quarterbacks in this draft, so they're probably going to wind up going with Hutchinson or the kid out of Oregon, Thibodeau, whatever. I love Dan Campbell though, biting kneecaps. I love the fact that they kept him, dude. Like
It
he's
would have
gonna
been a
build,
disgrace to fire him for the way he
yeah,
coached them up.
he's building a culture down there, dude. And I love you seen it last year in the draft. They were one of my winners. I just felt like they got Dan Campbell type of players, hard nosed football players, and that showed. And they just need to just keep on building towards that, man. They got $19.6 million in cap, which is not bad, dude. Like I wouldn't mind them getting a guy like Roswell Douglas, a grinder, a guy that has been through a lot of shit.
That's a good guy. That's a
You know?
Detroit ass guy right there. I like that.
Yeah,
And I mean, they got Jeff Okuda coming back. If they can get anything out of him, that could just help the rebuild even more.
yeah. And you got veterans out. You know, we're always gonna leak some veterans, and I don't want to put Tyron Matthew because I feel like I've been putting him on a bunch of teams. You know who would fit very well though? Casey Hayward.
What about Jesse Bates? Do you think that they could use him, a young safety, kind of start solidifying, has some Super Bowl
Yeah,
experience?
yeah. Jesse Bates will be good anywhere. I feel
Yeah.
like.
So if we're done with Detroit one, you got anything or we're good?
I think that's it for Detroit.
We got the Vikings, Bears, and then the Packers. So which one would you want to go with?
Let's go Bears. Bears are kind of complicated.
I gave them a D. It's they were okay. Like I know their record's not it's respectable 6-11, but they finally fired Nagy, which helped the grade out. But I didn't like the hire of Matt Eberflus, man. I'm not
I
a
didn't
big
like
fan
it
of him.
either. I
I
gave him a
liked him
D
as a D
plus.
coordinator, but it's not a head coach.
I gave him a D plus max because the firing of Matt Nagy. That's the
Should have
only
been happen.
reason.
That should happen week 4.
Exactly. But you hit it right on the nose. I mentioned this in the AFC edition where, you know, social media and, you know, all of us included, you know, we're prisoners of it. of in the moment where we don't really know much about a head coach. And we're like, what the fuck is wrong with this hire? And he winds up doing good. Like a guy like John Harbaugh, excuse me, a couple of years back. Like, who the fuck, special teams coordinator? Who the fuck is this guy? And he winds up being one of the best head coaches in the last 10 years. Eberflus, in my opinion, though, I think a big red flag to me is where you get a defensive guy and you wind up hiring a defensive coordinator and you're not going to be running the defense. That's a flag to me. Like, as a head coach, whatever your criteria is, whether it's offense, we always see is with the offensive guys, or defense like Robert Saleh, you take pride on that side. You're like, okay, we got this side fucking taken care of. I'm going to be running shit on this one. Don't worry about it. And the fact that he's not going to be calling plays on defense, huge red flag.
I agree with you on. I never was a huge, like, I liked Indy's defense, but it was like, oh, we're going to play this coverage. We're never going to change. You know how to beat us. So I'm just kind of confused by the hire. You have Justin Fields, and I feel like this team is even in a worse place than the Eagles you talked about. Like, it's like they have a bunch of old veterans. They have Khalil Mack. They have Eddie Goldman, Eddie Jackson, Roquan Smith. But it's like they're kind of a little bit of those guys are long in the tooth. Not Roquan Smith, obviously, but Khalil Mack's getting, like, if they cut him, I wouldn't be blown away. I'd be like, damn, I get it. He's kind of lost a step. Save some money. Start the rebuild now. No. I'd be surprised, but it wouldn't shock me. And they need some stuff. They need a corner. Maybe Carlton Davis. Maybe a Randy Gregory.
Yeah. It's, look, all of it's going to depend on Fields. That's another red flag for me as far as just organization standpoint. The fact that you didn't get an offensive guy to help out Justin Fields. Just a reason why the Chicago Bears have never had a quarterback in the history of Chicago to existence. They've never had one. And I think, in my opinion, they finally do have one, and they're not doing what you have to do to help out a young quarterback like Justin Fields, which is give him the tools to succeed. You know, you're talking about earlier in the AFC edition with the whole Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield aspect. Maybe this is one of those times where a guy went to the wrong place with Justin Fields.
I hope not. I like Justin Fields. I mean, we had our concerns about him, but those are simply like football concerns. Doesn't mean I dislike the kid. I hope Justin Fields works out for these dudes, man. I'm rooting for him. But it's just the Bears are in a weird spot, man.
Yeah. How much cap do they have? They have $25.3 million.
Yeah,
Not
but you
bad.
can basically count out Akeem Hicks and Allen Robinson returning. You can basically say bye to them. So that's a big chunk of your cap if you bring those two guys back.
Maybe go long in the tooth, full fucking fledge, and sign Chandler Jones.
That would be cool. Dude, Robert Quinn's a dog, dude. Robert Quinn had a hell of a year.
Yeah. Well, we'll see where they go.
Maybe really quick, are we maybe just tripping? Like, maybe they can actually compete because they got Robert Quinn and Khalil Mack and Eddie Goldman.
Possibly, and I really like the corner and Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, I mean, they got Eddie Jackson too. So maybe we're just a little wrong on that. Maybe they take a leap next year. Fields and the offense can get going. I think it's just Eberflus that has me a little like skittish on them.
Yeah, didn't like the coaching hire. But like I said, we'll see. Minnesota Vikings. This is a weird team, man. Weird team. As far as the grade goes, I'm gonna give them a D. D+.
I went C minus.
No. 8 and 9, missed the playoffs. One of those teams where you kind of had a feeling they can beat anyone, but they could lose to anyone. Yeah, weird fucking team.
I mean, I'm glad the Zimmer era is to an end. He had a great run there, but it was just time. Look, they're minus $16 million on the cap one. Anthony Barr, Pat Peter leaving. I think Anthony Barr will kiss him goodbye. I just feel like Kirk Cousins puts a ceiling on this team, and it's not just him. The roster around him is not amazing. Other than Justin Jefferson, who's their receiver? Thielen, he's getting along in the tooth. Dalvin Cook is good, but who's good on defense anymore? Danielle Hunter? That's it. No. Eric Kendricks is good. Harrison Smith's a little old.
And good thing they paid him all that money. The head coach, I'm not really a big fan. I mean, Sean McVay tree, way to go, buddy. I just
Sean McVay getting people put on though.
fuck, dude. Like these are guys like Brandon Staley, bro. That wasn't even,
Zach
in the NFL.
Taylor.
A motherfucker wasn't even in the NFL that long. But that's the thing. Brandon Staley didn't even coach in the NFL that long. He was in the NFL for like 2 years. That's it. You got guys like fucking Wink Martindale that's been in the league for 15 plus years, and the motherfucker hasn't even got a head coaching job. It's insane.
No, I agree with you on. I mean, look, the Vikings, like you said, they're in a precarious place. That's the fucking word I think I was looking for earlier. But I'll go back to we'll talk. They need a lot, bro. They need anything.
Do they really though? I think they have the means to win though. They look. I know Kirk Cousins has his flaws.
No, I'm just saying on defense they need a lot. Like the offense can compete. Kirk Cousins, I know he sucks apparently, even though he gets the job done more times than not. I just don't think they can compete for a Super Bowl. They can be a playoff team, but to be a real contender, I don't think they can. I just think they're missing young talent. They don't really have a lot.
So as a GM, what would you do? Put them over the top. What would you do?
I'll just try to get some bargain free agents who can maybe hit and just cut some of the veterans. Like I'd have to look at the salary, which I can do really quickly. But look, Justin Jefferson's a stud. Dalvin Cook's a stud. I think they're just paying Kirk Cousins too much money. It's kind of hampering the rest of the team. Look, I would have never given like Brian O'Neill's making $10 million. Dalvin Tomlinson's too much money. It's just, man, Kirk Cousins is making $45 million, dude. That's a lot of fucking money. I like him, but again, it's what we talk about Derek Carr. It's like it's too much money. It's just too much damn money.
Yeah. They just, man, they got.
What did you say? Don't pay premium without premium results. And I know I'm not saying it's Cousins' fault. I know they beat the Saints in a playoff game. I know they've done that, but then they got whooped by the Niners. So they just need a little bit of everything, and they need some good luck.
Well, that's the thing. The run that they did have was out him with Case Keenum. Ever since Cousins, it's been one playoff run, and that's it. Other than that,
I don't think it's on him. It's not always on him, but I think just the contract's hampering the team.
Yeah, most definitely. And he's not going to restructure. He already said. He came out and said, I
wouldn't restructure either. Fuck them. They can't do shit to me. Cut me. You still pay me.
But look, they have, like, what pops out to me is Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson. Like, my goodness. You want to talk about talent. Arguably top 3 at their position. Both of them. They're amazing, dude. And you're just wasting their career.
You said it well, Juan.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well.
On our last team,
man. Green Bay Packers. They've been running the fuck out of this division.
If you made it this far, we appreciate it, man. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe. Audio listeners, check your ears, open your eyes. YouTube listeners, open your ears. All right.
That got to be our new saying, man. We got to keep that.
Audio listeners, open your eyes. Video listeners, open your ears.
It's a tongue twister, but we got to do that. Audio listeners, close your eyes. No, I'm already getting it wrong. Audio listeners, if you guys are listening on there, check out the YouTube channel, bro. Go ahead and close your ears. Open your eyes. Now, YouTube audience, I know you're used to watching our beautiful faces, but hey, try it out on the audio platform. Close your eyes, open up your ears. There you go. Now, what the fuck do the Packers need to do? I think they need to close their fucking mouths because it seems like every time they say something, they're closer to fucking losing Rodgers.
Dude, first of all, C+ is my grade. They had a really. What'd you go with?
C+ also.
Okay. So they had a really good year, but anything that's not a Super Bowl berth is a failure. Yeah. And they lost in a really shitty way where they played good enough on both sides of the ball to win, but the one side of the ball called special teams fucked them in the ass. Yep. So, wow, that was kind of harsh of me to say. I'm sorry.
Hired Bisaccia, though.
That's the best thing they could have done because they've had the worst special teams for the last 2 years by DVOA. Like, hey,
let's hire the best special teams coach in the biz.
They're minus $30 million on the cap. Like, I know Rodgers wants a contract extension, but dude, just try to take a little less so you can bring back Devontae. Look, do you think Devondre Campbell's going to walk? Like, you think some team's going to throw stupid money at him for an all-pro team I'm not really sure he should have made?
Most definitely. Why wouldn't he?
I mean,
He's
get
gonna
your
make up for
bag,
last
dude.
year.
Dude, look, this to me, like, what do they need, Juan? Like, I think that's all we should talk about, really, is like, how does this team get over the hump? You got to add a weapon, like a DJ Chark or an Evan Ingram would be fun to have. Something explosive, bro. Because I know you're going to talk about Devontae Adams, a fucking burner, but you need some type of way to get explosive plays consistently or scare the defense to back them off.
I
Because,
don't think it's
man,
necessarily
teams are
explosive.
scared of Lazard.
I don't think it's necessarily explosive plays. I just think it's, just a second guy. Like he's
Like a consistent second option. Because we talked about
even if it's at tight end.
We talked about the Chiefs needing one. We talked about a couple other teams, but the Packers haven't had one ever. Since Jordy and Nelson and Randall Cobb. Like, Randall Cobb's washed.
Yeah. Would you wind up reconstructing your cap in some way or another, getting a guy like Mike Williams? It's kind of hard because
why not?
Yeah,
I'm sure Rodgers would.
But fuck, man, like it seems like nearly impossible because the amount of money
dog, it's not impossible. They just got to cut a couple guys.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they signed Devin Funchess and he never played for them? Is that like Mike Williams is going to correct that and be like, here's that big body we were looking for?
Right. Maybe a couple of trade candidates. Calvin Ridley. Go out and get a guy like him. Brandon Cooks. Go out and get a guy like him.
Don't know why they didn't get him earlier.
Yeah. They wound up going with Randall Cobb.
Wrong Texan receiver to trade for.
Yeah. If you had a bet right now, what is Rodgers' future? What are you betting?
I would bet $50 he stays there. So
okay.
I would say I'm 60% sure he'll stay.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts on the way that he's been handling this? Rodgers, to be particular.
It's a little strange. A little pretty Aaron Rodgers-y. He's doing his job. He's doing
Do you judge him at all, though?
Nah, I don't give a shit. Let him do whatever. The way these NBA fuckers go about it, he can act like that. I mean, look, is it worse than getting fat and quitting on your team? That's all I'll say.
Shout out to James Harden.
I was thinking of Zion, but yeah, that too. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking, got you.
NFL trying to get a little NBA-ish with Rodgers.
Dude, I'm just saying, dude, hey, if an NFL player went out on a Sunday and fucking tanked the game, oh my God, they'd cut him. They would try to kill him. Like, dude, think about it. Like, that's the equivalent to an NBA player going out there for 20 games and just tanking.
James Harden.
Like, Aaron Rodgers shows up like 250 to camp. So let's get to work.
Long beard, long hair.
You think low-key Big Ben showed up overweight a couple times, right?
Yeah, you can argue Big Ben kind of did that, but
yeah.
Oh man, I think that's it, man. If you had to pick, who will win this division? Who do you like
Packers.
for the NFC North?
Unless Jordan Love's at the helm, Packers.
So if Rodgers is gone, who grabs it? Still Packers? I'll go with the Vikings.
I'll go the Bears.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. They're really an interesting team. They can go one way or another. I feel like there's no middle ground with the Bears. It's either good or bad.
I agree with you. I would hope the Lions, I don't think they'll be good, but I hope they're just annoying. Like, they just play hard again.
Yeah, just like last year.
Like, no off week for whoever plays them.
Keep your kneecaps safe, people. I think that's it, man. An hour and 13 minutes, a little bit quicker than the AFC edition. Maybe it's because the NFC has no fucking quarterbacks. Maybe that's a reason. Maybe we
just need to do some editing magic to make them the same length.
Oh man, that's hard to do, man. It's hard to do.
Just add a black screen at the end of the video for like just however much time we need.
I know, fuck it, right?
Hey, real quick, do you think anyone noticed in the Kobe video we made it 8 minutes and 24 seconds intentionally?
Yeah, someone did. Shout out to Joe Morley. He noticed that right off bat.
Thank God. I'm still glad someone fucking caught that.
No, he did. He caught it right away. He said, he DM'd me on Instagram. He said, yo, great Kobe video. And then he put, yo, and I love the fact that the video was even 8:24. I said, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, how big of a pain in the ass was it to get it just like that?
It wasn't that big.
Hey, I'm trying to sell us
the
a little bit. Just say it was
no,
hard,
no,
dumbass.
you're right though. The process of it was
Yeah.
the editing part wasn't because we already figured it out in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. It was hard. Um, you know what's not hard, man? Giving the people what they want. That's not hard. Content, making content for you guys, it's not hard at all, man. You know what's not hard at all either? Subscribing to the damn channel. It takes one click, people. That's it. Like the video. It's not that hard. Just do it. Like I said in the last one, don't be a bucket, be a winner. All right? Don't be a fucking bucket. Don't be an unsubscriber. Subscribe to the channel. And if you guys are subscribed already, unsubscribe, resubscribe. It ain't that hard, dog. Max, any last words, my guy?
Happy to be back for these two. A lot more stuff coming. Draft season's on the way, and the combine is this week, even though it's like the quietest combine in NFL history. But let's see what happens, Juan.
Yes, sir, man. We'll be back sooner rather than later, man. You'll see us, all right. We'll be in the mix, all right. Till then, we out. Peace.